What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. 5050 from Flawless Fatherhood. Hey, we're going to jump right into it, okay? I am not going to hold you. Thank you for checking out the video. These two videos will be nice and precise as possible, as much as possible. But you guys know how I get. I'll digress real quick. This is going to be the Why Fathers Lose Custody two-part series, 1 through 5, and then I have 6 through 10. So after I get done cutting this one, I'm going to produce it. 24 hours later, I'm going to put out 6 through 10, all right? Basically, I'm just going to go over and have a nice little synopsis of each part that I did. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. I might want to go into it a little bit more. So just a recap for those that missed it, okay? Hey, man, thank you guys for showing up again. How you guys like that? What do you guys think about that? You know, and I got a lot of, again, like I'm very appreciative for everybody that actually checked out the video and stuff and new subscribers. And man, look, I'm transparent. I'm here to share my experiences and how I got it done. How I end up being, not end up, how I secured primary residential parent during my divorce in 2006 for my oldest two sons that were 9 and 3 at the time. And it had a primary residential parent. Their mother had them visitation, you know, every other weekend, and she paid child support within the house. And then during my 2016, I had an unwed son through a relationship, and I was able to secure him at a 50-50 joint physical timeshare. So I've been productive on both ends of the spectrum, on the married side and on the unwed side. I want you guys to know that I have to throw my credentials out there so you can understand that, hey, look, I'm just not some guy went to school and I have some paperwork that says, hey, look, I know about family law. Look, I never went to school for family law. I don't need to go to school for family law. I've learned from experiences, not just from my own and other men's experiences as well, father's experiences, and I realized what to do and what not to do. That's why I was able to, how was number 10? Part 10 was establish paternity. Unwed fathers need to establish paternity and get a joint custody agreement with the mother within 30 days after childbirth. That's fire. Not a lot of people actually knew that. Trust me, easily 9.5 out of 10 fathers can't even fathom that, unwed fathers. That's what needs to be done. Because the problem here is, see, I'm almost digressing. Hold tight, is that people always complain, and men always complain about, oh, they do the non-custodial parents. It's so wrong, this and that. But guess what? If you handle your business, treat having the children like a business, because that's what it is. You treat it like a business. Guess what? Now, once you get that done, both parents are then, even though they're unwed, they'll both be custodial parents, even though they're unwed. Now you don't get treated like a second-class citizen. Now the thing you got to do is stay away from restraining orders or basically any type of criminal activity that may, finesse yourself out of your kids' lives. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, man. Let's get to it. So, part 1. Sorry. Before I jump into part 1, I want to say I'm so happy I crossed 800 subs this morning, and I'm excited about that. And you guys know we do a free t-shirt giveaway every single time we cross 100 subs. And so since we crossed it at 800, I'm going to commemorate and acknowledge the person that's going to get awarded for when I cross 700, when the platform crossed 700, and that is no other than Mr. Alex Brockington, and here's a picture of him. He is a flawless father. He received this shirt once I passed 700 subscribers. I emailed him and got in touch with him, and that's him with, he's married, and that's him, him and his daughter and his son, and he is a flawless father and a supporter of the program. Again, guys, look, and I'm not sponsored by anyone, but I want to be able to give the message to be able to help not just unwed fathers, but also married fathers to, guess what? Make sure you understand your position as a father. See, a lot of these platforms, oh man, we're going to get into it later. A lot of these platforms will just be like, oh, look, I took my son fishing. Oh, look, I took my son to the football game. Oh, I read this to my son and my daughters. Like, okay, who cares? Anybody can do that, okay? But can you secure your children an equal time share with your children if your divorce goes up in flames, if your marriage goes up in flames, or if you break up as an unwed situation. That's the key. All right. Look, because we all have a decent sound level worth of parenting for the most part, fatherhood. But when relationships break up, the divorce rate's still well over 50%, and breakup rates are even higher than that. So we have to make sure these children get raised up by both sound parents. Okay? All right, let's get into it. Part one. So make sure you stick around to the end of this video. Look, I digressed already. Y'all just gotta deal with me. Because I have a special announcement that I don't believe I mentioned yet. That as far as the futuristic part of the platform coming soon. So stick around and make sure if you get any kind of substance out of this video, make sure you click like, guys. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. Because look, I'm giving it to you from a perspective to where around here at Flawless Fatherhood, we don't wait on the laws to change. I didn't need to wait. You don't need to wait. All right? I'm jacked up about it. So let's just get into number one. Number one, why fathers lose custody? Because they don't focus on cementing the timeshare when the relationship's going up in flames, okay? A lot of men, we're responsible for, we feel we we have a burden of actually if the relationship fails because we feel as if, we chose wrong or you feel like a failure. Listen, life is about seasons and chapters. Nobody's life is a one big old chapter, like the whole book of your life is one big chapter. No, there are countless chapters in that book, countless seasons in that book. And sometimes people are in and out of particular seasons and chapters. So we have to treat that as such. So when relationships end, that don't mean you got to be happy about it, but you got to prioritize what's important. And that's the children. Your girlfriend and your wife or your boyfriend or your husband is not promised to you. I don't care what type of covenant that you did up under God in front of a pastor or who you got ordained in front of. Guess what? That is not promised to you. What is promised to you is your child being your child. Now, how much you are in your child's life is totally up to you. So stay focused on that. When somebody says they want to go, trust me, it's not going to be much you can do to make them stay. And if they do stay, they're not going to respect you. So focus on submitting the timeshare and doing what you got to do. Be proactive, not reactive. Because guess what? Once you get hit with an uppercut, boom, you don't see it coming. Now you're dizzy. Your equilibrium's all over the place. So make sure you stay proactive. That don't mean you have to totally give up on your relationship, but make sure you start saying, okay, what things do I need to do to make sure I secure it? And that's what this platform is about, to make sure you're in position so if things go wrong, make sure what not to do as well, along with what to do. All right, number two is expecting the mother. Part two is expecting the mother to play fair. Okay, now listen, you got to understand when people are going to war or people are fighting over whatever, maybe money, custody, it doesn't matter. People aren't going to fight fair. Normally, women don't fight fair. That don't mean all women don't fight, since all women, fight unfair. But normally in custody cases, women weaponize their, their feminine side and start crying and this and that. They're going to be like, oh, he did this to me. And they do all that type of stuff. As far as restraining orders and stuff like that. Listen, don't expect her to fight fair. That don't mean you got to fight dirty. You got to fight dirty. But be assertive and again, be proactive and bring facts to the table. All right. So long as you stay prepared, you don't have to get prepared. All right. Think about that, right? That's right. So expecting the mothers to play fair was part two. Number three is choosing the job over the children. Now, this could be touchy because a lot of people that have these jobs, maybe a doctor or a real demanding job that has a whole bunch of hours, or maybe a truck driver, So those jobs are very demanding. But understand, gentlemen, if you take those type of careers, those type of jobs, and your livelihood is going to be very different. So when it comes down to time for you break up, you're not going to be in position to be able to request or submit 50-50 joint physical timeshare because your job's not going to, your job is actually not going to allow it, your profession. Okay, I'm going to segue real quick. Most of you probably know my profession. You see in the shorts, and you probably be able to see what type of uniform I got on. But to me, I was going to be able to, several times, I was contemplating actually going up into management in the company that I work with. But if I did that, that would have changed my hours. So instead of coming in at 7:30 and getting off 4:30, 5 o'clock, or whatever the case may be, I would have been coming in at 4:30, getting off at 2, sometime coming in at 10 o'clock, then getting off at 7, being a supervisor, or, how far have I got up into management? And to me, that doesn't work if I'm a single father, right? If I'm co-parenting, or let's just say before I went through the situation with my youngest son, how am I going to say I want 50-50 when guess what? When I can't even take him to school because I got to be to work at 5 o'clock. You see what I'm saying? How can I be able to say, oh, I'm going to be able to take him to extracurricular activities when I work until 7 o'clock and take him to practices? So sometimes you have to say, you know what? That advancement isn't for me. It's not more important than my availability in fatherhood. Okay? I'm not saying you guys got to give up your careers, but I'm saying it can be a hindrance when it comes down to it. So choosing the job over children is part number 3. Number 4 is over trusting the attorneys. Okay, the attorneys don't, like I said, the attorneys don't have your best interest. The attorneys don't care about your situation as much as you do. They don't care about your child and timeshare as much as you do. They've never tickled your child. They've never thrown a football with your child. So guess what? At the end of the day, understands that whenever you two have a plan of attack, make sure that attorney doesn't move the goalpost on you. Don't make sure don't do that. Make sure the agreement is understood, and make sure the communication is open at all times. So don't be like, oh, I'm just going, oh, my attorney will do it. He'll look out here. She'll look out for the best of me. No, make sure the communication is good. Make sure you call. Make sure you email. And stuff like that. It's very important that you stay on the same page, because you don't want to be like, well, you told me this, you told me that, and you got to walk into the courtroom now on the same page, okay, or anything like that. So that's number 4 is over trusting attorneys. And number 5 is living with the mother, okay? Guys, we got to get out of this. As men, we have no business living. I almost care, really, to be honest with you, if you don't got no kids. I wouldn't advise no man to be living up under the roof where the roof is up under just a woman's name. I'm just going to be honest. I know some of you guys out there may be living that way, but I don't care how much money you can save and this and that. Listen, you don't put a price on peace of mind. Trust me, you just can't do it. And a lot of times, if you have a child with your child's mother or your girlfriend, and her name's on the apartment or on the house that you're renting or whatever the case may be, as soon as y'all get in an argument, guess what? She can say, hey, get out, And, a lot of people, a lot of men bounce. Yeah, you might be able to say, oh, I'm not going anywhere. But, I've heard some men say, well, who's going to stay in a place where they're not wanted at? But if your name isn't on it, more likely than not, she's going to be able to get you out if she called the authorities, more likely than not. They don't give a crap about us men and where we got to go, So that is problematic. So make sure, listen, put your name on that lease. If you're with her and you guys are cool and happy, that's what I would do. I ain't finna live up under the house with no woman, because I much want that atmosphere to even be an option. No, you don't have me popping off. So listen, living with the mother is another reason why fathers lose custody, because they're putting themselves out of position for stability in the household. All right, so that's part 1. Part 2, which will be 6 through 10, will come up in the next video. So, listen, at the end of the day, look, I've been wanting to tell you guys this for so long about establishing paternity and getting a joint custody agreement. Listen, it does not go, remember when I put no attorney required, because once you're in agreement, that's all you have to do is go in there and go in the courthouse, the family law section, and tell them, hey, listen, we just had a child. We wonder what we need to do as far as, rights, or just to make sure we do what's right by our child. And they'll tell you. They're not going to not tell you. They're not the judge. They're not some attorney that just wants your retainer. They're there for actually family law help, and they'll tell you. So, and it doesn't cost a lot of money. A lot of times, I think in Florida it costs like $250, but if you make less than 50,000, you can sign a waiver and get you waive the 250, and so you basically be done for free outside of a few 9, 10, maybe $15 little processing fees here and there or something. But listen, that's the way to go. Get that stuff done. It's all about making sure both parents are custodial parents. All right, be on the same level. All right, so that's really huge. A lot of fathers' rights advocates, from what I see, they want to, let's go. We're going to go to march on the Capitol. We got to file. Screw those damn laws. Screw those laws. Whenever the country want to send money to freaking Zimbabwe or some other third world country or some nonsense, they do it like that. So if they want it to make sure, if they want equal rights for fathers, they do it like that. They wouldn't drag their feet and give you some smoke screen that said, hey, we care about you, when they really don't, because they want to get the butter out of the duck from us men. But no more. That's why you're here at Flawless Fatherhood, the only platform that focuses on being proactive and not reactive, and not waiting around for no stinking laws to change. Now, granted, it's cool for those fathers' rights guys to do it to hit it from that direction. Because guess what? We can hit the system from different angles. The more, the better. But I'm not going that route. I didn't have to get it done that way, and my followers not gonna have to get it done that way either. Now, here, because you stayed to the end, make sure you press like, make sure you comment, let me know what you think about this video, and make sure you share it, man. Listen, everybody has issues. We all know somebody that wants more time back with their child. Okay? I appreciate y'all helping me get to 800, help me get to 9, help me get to 1,000. So maybe YouTube, you know what I'm saying? Hey, guess what? YouTube say, hey, we got to start monetizing and breaking Mr. 50-50 off. All right? So, but since you made it to the end, I'm going to let you guys know, once I drop part 2, which is 6 through 10, why fathers lose custody 6 through 10, I'm going to drop an episode about establishing paternity and a joint custody agreement. So that's going to be a powerful episode. I plan on dropping that Friday at the latest, okay? So it'll be leading into the weekend. So Friday at the latest. And after that, I'm going to ask, what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to let you guys know, I'm going to build up a scenario of exactly what I would do. Yes, yours truly here, Mr. 50-50, Flawless Fatherhood. What I would do if I was a non-custodial parent. Just like I was, right? I was a non-custodial parent. And it's the more right way to do it is to do it getting established in the paternity. That's the way you're supposed to do it, and get a custody agreement off rip. But I'm going to let you know what I would do if I was the person where if I was a non-custodial parent and I had like a 5-year-old, and then me and, and I wanted to secure my rights at that time. I'm going to let you know exactly what I do, and I'm going to build up a formula of basically a blueprint of things that you fathers can do to make sure it's going to be straight up a blueprint to where you can just check it off. And you can be able to list the things you can do to build yourself up a case over time, okay? And then get yourself an attorney and present them the game plan and see if they're on board, so then you can get an equal timeshare if you don't have it already. All right? I'm excited for that. I'm amped up. Listen, that's all my creativity. It's all my creativity. And listen, I'm not trying to say, here's the deal. You're gonna, who holds more value? The person that went to school to learn how to dunk or to talk about dunking, or the person that didn't go to school to get a piece of paper, but they've dunked. They've done 360. Between the legs, yeah. Vince Carter hand over the rim, yes. Yours truly, Mr. 50-50 here at Flawless Fatherhood. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. Make sure you subscribe if you've just been hanging around, watching your boy and haven't subscribed yet. I appreciate you guys. Let's get to 900 subs. See you on the next video. Peace.